huge thanks to Dolman for coming out this weekend. He suffered through it with me. We had breakdowns every single day that he was here. We had the clutch cable break, spark plugs fouled. What the hell else happened? Had some minor electrical issues, just loose connections. So, yeah, got everything closer dialed in, but I'm still a little fat under hard acceleration. I'm hitting 10.0. So I'm like, well, do I go take a step down on my mains? But I mean, cruising at 25, 3,000 RPM, my air fuel's like 13.5, so I don't really want to mess with it. And there we go. And potentially get it even more fucked up because I don't want to go lean. So under hard acceleration, I'm going fat. So the obvious answer was take off the factory wastegate actuator. And one of my friends, Ben, had an HKS off of his, what the hell does he have? I think he has a Sylvia. Anyway, S13 chassis. His car's stupid fast now. He should have that on the road soon. So I'm going to be putting on a wastegate actuator, dialing up the boost a bit. It is adjustable, so it has a rod much like this one, but it's not fixed. There we go, white background, that works. So the rod's adjustable via the threaded section, so it won't push out as far. It'll keep it sucked in. And then you can adjust your boost via the length of the rod. So I got the boost pressure gauge, I got the air fuel ratio gauge, so if things start going awry, I can let off of it, pull over, give it a little tweak. It's a 10 mil to adjust it, so it's not difficult in the slightest. The problem that I currently have with it though is this is the mounting bracket that came with it, and it goes on that way, but I thought I could flip it over. But as you might or might not be able to tell, is my lower mounting hole is kind of halfway in the bracket, and with it coming off square, it won't be pointing anywhere near my actual wastegate. So I'm going to take the old bracket here. It has the 3 spot welds. I'll drill those out and then drill it to bolt this one up, because it is an actual bolt on, not welded or anything to the bracket. So that makes my life a little easier. So yeah. I got the old wastegate actuator drilled off, just used a 3/16 and then hammered down. It had another little bracket coming off here for one of the coolant lines, and so I figured now would be an opportune time to clean it up. So I did that. Now we just got to measure the distance between there. It's all in a straight line, so long as it goes through the center bore, so I'll probably use that one as a start, so long as the distance is correct, and then I'll have to do another one kind of down here. We'll see how it goes. I've busted out the old ichrometer and eyeballed it up, marked it, drilled it, and that nut is stupid tight to the radius here. So if I can't get it right tight, then I'll end up notching out a bit of that, and yeah, I might lose a little bit of strength, but fuck it. I set the length to exactly what the old one was. I don't know if the spring inside is the same pressure, but this will give me some adjustability one way or the other. I can see what the boost gauge is doing when I hit under it. Yeah, we'll have a boo, but yeah, well, HKS. I like having friends that have good parts that they don't use anymore. Other things we did bolt up the exhaust. I don't have the springs on it. I haven't found any that I liked, but I know I was losing some pressure by having a exhaust leak down here. It seems to be running a hell of a lot better after all the tweaks. We went into the computer and changed the timing map. I got it ramping real hard, and I'm pulling less timing when I come on boost. So it's all safe. I haven't heard any, well, I don't know if it's safe, but I haven't heard any pinging, so I'm happy about that. Also, I've built and or installed the tonneau cover. I did have the frame done a long time ago, and I just skinned it with cheap aluminum. Yeah, and then covered that with vinyl and painted it. I ran out of paint though, but this is high temp engine enamel. Whatever. I had it kicking around. It's Ford blue in the color, and it's relatively close to what my body is, and it's also what my engine is. So, relatively happy with how it came out. There's some things that I change. It does notch around the rear seats quite nicely. That was a lot of time just marking and snipping some off and throw it back in and put the seats back in. And one of the best things I ever did was put the seats on a tilt. As you can tell, the paint is still wet. But yeah, just for access and stuff, it makes me happy. I'm kind of thinking I should mask off the dash and do the stripe down that too. Let me know what you think. I got the HKS wastegate actuator installed. I'm just going to go out on a test drive, see what kind of boost levels it's getting, how much power it adds, that sort of thing. Yeah, I can't hear shit with the buggy running. Don't have the GoPro because Tom's up in Edmonton right now. So yeah, I'll let you know when I get back. Buggy's already warm, by the way, but you can't hear fuck all when it's running. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. Huh? Huh? More power. A lot more power. Had a... Focus, Jamie, focus. Had a teeny bit of clutch slip, so I think that's going to be my next week link. But honestly, I'd rather that than my tranny blow up, so... It's good. It's good. Air fuel's still rich. Boost is still... I think I hit about 7 or 8 pounds. I was more holding on for dear life than worrying about boost levels. Trying to keep an eye on the air fuel, but as you could tell, it's fairly bright outside, so it, yeah, it's hard to read the little digital gauge. Taking one of my buddies out in it later tonight. I might wind it down just a hair. Try to save my clutch, because he's not a small man. Good news, it rips real good. Bad news, clutch won't hold up. Currently I got a Sachs clutch in here, which is a whatever OEM equivalent. I had a feeling that it wouldn't hold up, but I had hopes, so there we go, much better. So I had hopes that it would hold up, but I'm half-ass a realist, so yeah, I'm not surprised by this. It rips, it goes good. Unfortunately, the RPMs go up and then the speed slowly catches up. And by slowly catches up, I mean it still catches up quick, but not at the same rate as the RPM. So I'm probably going to go with a Kennedy Engineering Performance KEP Stage 2, which is the 2,100 pound pressure plate. I looked at CIP 1 today, and they're out of stock, so I might step up to a 2,600 pound and run a shittier disc. In hopes that I'll keep my transmission together, because I also booked off days in July to go to Kelowna, see my buddy Kyle at Classified Motorsports, and yeah, we'll see if he can tune it up for me. He is talented at that. I also built a bench. Here, let's shamelessly plug Kyle. Oh. There we go. Tuned by Classified. So, yeah, we're gonna go to Kelowna, I think it's second week of July. Go to Classified Motorsports. I gotta call Kyle and or Justine and let them know that I'm coming, so they can book me in. But that's where I dyno tuned it last time, so we'll be able to do a comparison power wise at the same elevation on the same dyno at the same shop with the same guys, opposed to me dyno tuning it here in Calgary, which is about 3,000 feet elevation, so we can actually see comparable progress on the horsepower and or torques gains. That is pending I don't break anything else major in that time, which if I do my clutch, that means transaxles next, so maybe I'll start looking for a spare one of them. Yeah, so engine's coming out, which sucks, because it looks so good just sitting in there. I got mosquitoes everywhere. Sun's out, guns out. Oh yeah. Ooh. Feels good. But that's also why I got all these panels in here just held down with Clecos. Eventually I wanted to change those out to Zoots fasteners and make all these panels removable, because they'll make pulling this bitch a lot easier. Already it's made just adjusting the clutch a lot easier. Just pop a panel and it's right there. So yeah, we'll keep you posted, hopefully. The engine is out. That took about just under an hour, with all the extra bullshit dual carbs, which I pulled the carbs right off. Otherwise, it won't clear these areas here, and you kind of cock it and turn it out. But it looks at I got oil inside my tranny bell housing, so if I were a betting man, I would put money on my rear main seal might be leaking a little, so I'll replace that while it's out. Obviously, new carb gaskets, and then yeah, now I can just clean up some of the shit that I was in too much of a rush to do. Some of the wiring just kind of tie up a little better, make it look neater, cleaner, yada yada yada. But yeah, engine's out, wasn't too painful. That is my list of tools that I use to pull it. Fuck, I love these things. K&N air filter aside, and that aside. That, yeah, there we go. That is everything I use to pull. That's just my organization tray. It was Canadian Tire Special, but I got slots. I keep all my jets and everything in there. So I got spare slots for like the little screws and stuff on the well, throttle cable linkage and whatnot. So all in all, that's how she came. I'm not disappointed. We'll pull off the flywheel or the pressure plate tonight and take a look at the disc and the plate and see if I got to order a flywheel too. That is an 11-pound chromoly flywheel, so hopefully it held up, but we'll find out.